Hey everyone! Welcome back to our Warlords Battlecry 2 Ironman campaign. Before we jump straight into the campaign map, I just wanted to make a small adjustment. I want to just slightly raise the volume. I'm a little bit reluctant to do this. Music volume I think is probably going to be fine. Sound effects volume, I mean, I've known since the start of the series that the sound effects volume is low for most of the stuff. The problem is, this is one of those games where you don't have a lot of control over which sounds you raise when you raise the volume. So the issue that I'm having is that the sounds of combat, like units hitting each other and in particular units hitting buildings, those sounds are loud enough, but other sounds like, you know, the little things the units say when you click on them and the things that the narrator says, those are very difficult to hear in the recording. But based on the testing that I did, I think I'm able to raise it by one tick like I did just there. So those other sounds will maybe be easier to hear without making the combat sounds so loud that they're annoying. I think it'll work. We'll try it for one episode. If it doesn't, I'll revert it back to the old sound levels. Anyway, finally we're back at our character screen. Last episode, first of all, let's just take a look at our stats. We're level 10, not far away from our next level. We've won 8 out of the 14 battles we've fought. Of course, we are an assassin minotaur. And now let's take a look at this map, and let's take a look at the state of the world. Once again, a turn has passed just by virtue of us opening this screen, which is an annoying bug, but the wheels in my brain are already turning, and I think I potentially see a way we might be able to exploit this to our advantage later on, assuming this bug is working the way I think it is. But anyway, let's remind ourselves about what happened in the last battle. We took Tor, which means we can now lead the Dark Dwarves if we so choose. And there's a good chance we'll be using them in some of our future assaults on enemy capitals, because the Dark Dwarves are excellent for attacking heavily entrenched enemies, and in particular enemies where in order to get through to their main base you have to fight yourself through large numbers of towers. Because if you're trying to do that with Minotaur Kings, they will get cut down. Sadly, like, mass ranged damage is a pretty strong counter against them. But the Dark Dwarves can easily cut through fortifications like those because they've got units that are long range and also reasonably accurate and quick firing, meaning they can take down towers, but if units are coming against them, they can quickly change their targets and take out those units pretty well too, which is something that catapults can't do that easily. This is one reason I prefer the Dark Dwarves to the regular dwarves. Anyway, that's enough about the previous episode. It's time to decide what we're going to do in this episode. And I think the time has come to start consolidating our half of the map, or our part of the map. It's a bit... it would be a bit of an exaggeration to say we control half of it. We just have a strong presence in the northern side of Ehlariel, let's just put it that way. And we want to ensure that our grip become stronger. And there are lots of territories we could take. We've essentially snaked our way towards the Dark Dwarves and taken territories here and there. But as you can see, based on everything that has a sparkle on it, that represents a territory that we can attack, but which is also not currently in our control. And there are lots of these little gaps that I would love to fill out, but I want to focus on ones that will give us some sort of bonus as well. And I'm thinking we're gonna go after Ehlariel, and probably we're gonna do this map twice, but let's see how it goes. We'll go straight in. Once again, we've got 23 points, which is fantastic. It means we can bring in 2 Minotaur Kings. We can bring in 2 Minotaur Kings without having to pay anything extra. Sorry, I just clicked out of my screen a little bit there, but no harm done, I don't think. And we've got enough. Let's bring in 2 Thralls and a Minotaur. Why not? Didn't spend anything, so I'm not too worried. Let me just adjust my hotkeys a little bit and immediately pause the game, and let's take a look at what we've got right now. We've got our things laid out this way. I'll start building my base, and pretty soon, you know the drill, I will be cutting ahead to the point when we're about to get far-seeing. So, my friends, I will see you shortly.
New buildings are available. An enemy hero has been destroyed.
Alright, we're pretty close to getting far-seeing.
Research complete.
And let's take a look. And it looks like we have before us 1 blue active enemy whose hero we've already killed.
New armies are available.
So we're gonna attempt to try and do this on the first attempt. And I'm even sending my hero because I know the High Elves do not have any assassin units. So, assuming we can break through their outer perimeter, we should be able to destroy their base with relative impunity. Of course, we'll kill any small units we find along the way. Really should have been doing a better job of building up my resources and my base, but I slacked off there a little bit. But I think we'll be fine.
Your base is under siege.
I think 1 small unit slipped through and attacked our base, but they're not going to be able to do much. Okay, we need to plan out our attack, and I think the way to do it is we'll start off with this tower.
Your troops are under attack. Research complete.
We've got our good speed bonus, which you get from the level 3 ziggurat. And now it's time to take a step back. It's time to take a step back, because They're... Oop, I dragged the window a little bit. Sorry about that. What I was gonna say was their base is a little too dense to comfortably go through, and the ancient wisp is gonna cause problems. It's an ancient wisp, right? Yes. I'll just take it out
New buildings are available.
with my hero, and then I'll do this. Hopefully I'm able to take their level 2 white tower before they build some annoying unit that attacks my hero, and you guys need to... I'm gonna save at this spot. Oh my god, I hate how you will just stand like a moron instead of picking a second target if your first one is hard to access. Now, they don't have that many towers left, so we'll just take them out like so. And I think we've just about... I hate how that works in this game. If you've sent multiple units to attack something, and if something is blocking one of the units, the rest of them will just stand and not do anything. Alright, now we've taken out the active enemy. All that remains is the passive enemy in the middle of the map. And this is going to be a very interesting thing. There are resources in the middle. I don't see what purpose they would serve, because by the time you're strong enough to reach them, chances are you don't need random little resources. More importantly, there are items here that I would like very much to investigate. But in order for me to get those items, I need to make sure I haven't completely wiped these guys out. And in order to make sure I haven't wiped these guys out, I need to be very careful when I move in. And I think I can start, or I can stop producing sheep for now. I can bring my hero back as well. I've got all the time in the world. Sure, I'll... Ooh, one thing I haven't showed is the spells. We've got spells right now. The only spell we have is this basic spell, Hand of Flame. Eventually, I'll see if we can get all the when I've got thralls as well. I'll send a bunch of thralls here and I'll put them into some mines. So eventually I'll see if over the long term we'll at least try to get all of these spells at least at level 1. We'll see how that goes though. Not making any promises. I'm not sure if we'll get enough levels, because we are not a natural spellcasting build. Meantime, I'll build a henge so that we can start getting some powerful units. And build an arena. We'll research training before we start training high-level units.
New armies are
Do things in the proper order for a change. Wow, you're really going through those sheep, aren't you? I guess we'll make a few more of those. And let's build the ale store, start getting some of those upgrades.
You need more stone. New armies are available.
Oh yeah, I can't build that because I started getting the ziggurat upgrade. What was I trying to build? Ale store, right? Yeah. Ooh, I was gonna say, I hope these guys aren't in range of their ranged
New
units,
armies are available.
but it looks like we're fine. Doesn't look like there's much in the way of extra resources on the map. So mostly we'll have to make do with the high-level mines that are at our base and the ones that are at their base. You know what, sure, I'll even repair the buildings that we damaged, or the one building that we converted. And you know what, sure, tower, you can convert the rest of these buildings. Even though it's useless, we can't actually do anything, we can't build anything with them because they are not, you know, our race. If this was a Minotaur faction and we captured their buildings, we could actually use them, but we can't actually do anything with them aside from this one very niche thing of using the keep to convert things close to it. So what else? Honestly, other than stone, we weren't really low on anything. So I think we're fine for now. And we've gotten a lot of upgrades here and there. And let's build the Altar of Sartek. We'll get this upgrade as well. Not sure if we'll be getting the Skull of Sartek in this map. We'll see. We'll see. What I do want to start doing though is, how the hell are we gonna break through these? They've got annoyingly alternating between ranged and melee units, so we'll have to come up with some flexible strategy for busting through those. And I think Minotaur Shamans are going to be the way to go. Especially now that we've gotten all our upgrades. We'll have to break through the outer towers. And then the Shamans can really start working their magic. We'll even get some mana regen upgrades. What does this do? It allows infantry to go berserk. Which we probably won't need. We'll get some more morale upgrades as well. Seems nice. Look at the good speed bonus we're getting on our Minotaur Kings because of our high morale. That is just devastating. 18 plus 7, 16 plus 7. That is what I like to see. And let's get production on you as well. And let's also, you know what, let's build a third one of those. Let's also start building some Ares. We'll get our hero to build some as well.
Research complete.
I'm not gonna build a lot of Minotaur Kings. They'll be less useful just because I think being large units, it'll be very hard for them to move around in this rather annoyingly laid out central portion. I'll also keep saving just in case. Luckily the game hasn't crashed yet during this playthrough, but it's just a matter of time. I'll even get this because there's nothing else left to research. Well, I guess there are a couple small things. A couple small things here and there. Ooh, and now we're kind of low on crystal. kind of low on crystal. So we'll start stacking up our crystal mines.
Research complete.
Are these going to be enough to take out the towers? I'll wait for one more. I'll wait for one more. And we need to start populating our crystal mines. I will start upgrading those areas right away. I guess there's a crystal mine there that we could take. Honestly, I can't be bothered. Alright, with 5 Minotaur Shamans, I think we can do some serious damage. Because they should have magic resistance as well. Yeah, they've got some good base magic resistance, and then we've got some extra damage reduction from the research we've done. Alright. Alright, let's wait for these guys to come close, and Pillar of Fire. Beautiful. And maybe Pillar of Fire from you. Oh, hang on. I dragged something else across my screen accidentally this time. Okay, it's looking good so far. I wish this guy would get a bit of support in his attempt to destroy that tower. Alright, now... Sure, get a bit of your health back. Just a bit. And I think we can stop producing these guys for now. And we'll stack up this mine the rest of the way.
Your troops are under attack.
Why are you going there? I don't even think I moved them. What, was there like a sheep or something that they were after? I don't get it. I don't get it. Alright, let's start drawing some of these guys out. Oh yeah, there was a penguin, I guess, that they were after. Alright. This is gonna be really annoying. Maybe what you... hang on. Maybe what you can do is you can get... You can get a bunch of them to get close to you, and then Pillar of Fire. Let's wait for them to crowd out. Crowd up a little bit. You're taking some damage from the archer, which is not ideal. And let's get your friends to help out with the flying units. Alright, I think... Okay, this could be an issue, the way they just are automatically going after these penguins, although they've kept their health. And there are 6 more of them. Fantastic. Alright, let's send you guys there. I think we can stop producing thralls for now. And I'd go in this one, I guess. Researched everything there. Do I want that? Yeah, I think that's going to be more useful than the Skull of Sartek, which isn't even going to be finished. Well, like, if we started it, it won't be finished by the time we're done with this battle. Alright. As I was afraid this would happen, that they can't target those guys from behind the wall. But those guys can target us because the wall belongs to them. So how are we going to deal with that? We could just, I guess, start destroying the wall. That's one solution. Okay, you guys stay there. Their AI is definitely doing some strange things, but I think it's fine. Come on, just somebody shoot them down. Alright, okay, let's... Alright, another flying unit taken down. Oh, easy. Oh, this is horrible. But kind of got through it reasonably okay in the end. One thing you can do each time you take down a structure, even if it's only part of a wall, is the unit that destroys it, that lands the killing blow, will get 3 experience. So you can use this to farm up experience, and that'll improve your stats if your units can gain a few levels. We don't really need to do that. We just need to... I will start on the Skull of Sartek, just to see if it even gets done in time. I'll start on some flying units as well. Right now we need to start breaking through this part, and now I think our guys are gonna start going down, especially because their hero was right next to us. Alright. Oh, they've got moon guards! I couldn't even see them because they're behind this tower. Okay. So this group of Minotaur Kings has done their job. I'll just destroy as many towers as I can with them, and then if I need to, I will send in the second group. This belongs to... I think they converted it at some point, or it was scripted to start under their control. Alright. Let's take this down. Don't destroy the shrine! Oof. Let's see if you guys can destroy this
Research complete.
tower. You can. You know what? This actually works out pretty nicely, because I wanted to leave one tower intact just in case they would have resigned. Now what I want to do is I want to send my hero to the center of the map. And I want to see what these items are. Remember, there are at least two that I can see. Maybe there's one behind one of these buildings. But want to investigate those two and the one that their hero dropped. So there are some really nice items in this game. I guess the equivalent of unique items from Diablo. We haven't seen any of them though. And I don't know if you can even get them outside of the special events that give you them. But even so, there are some good regular items that we could find. Morale +2, combat +2. I'll keep combat +2, but I'll take this in place of that. And what else is on this island for us? Ooh, this is interesting. So we lose combat. We would gain... Well, we would lose 1 combat. We would gain... Command. I think this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. And I'll keep that in place of this. And I'll just use my hero to destroy this tower. Taking more damage than I would have liked. Oh no, don't destroy that. What I want to do is want you to... I want you to convert that, because I do want you to build me an Archon. I like Archons a lot. I like them a whole lot. And you'll see why as soon as we build it. The other thing I want you to do is... Let's just take a look around. I don't really need units. Mainly, what would be useful for us would be if there's a quest that gives us a good item. That's the same quest that we just turned down. Sprites. So sadly these quests are not doing much for us. But, hang on, let me do one thing. Start producing an Archon. And while that Archon is getting recruited, let's start taking out some of these High Elven longbows, which is gonna be a real pain. Especially if our griffins keep getting distracted and attacking the walls and losing precious time while these guys are perforating them with their arrows. Okay, this griffin is getting a little bit damaged. Let's move you a little bit to the
Your
back.
troops are under attack.
You know, I'm just gonna move my hero into a tower before he does something stupid while chasing after a penguin or something. Okay, you guys need to reposition. Oh. Okay.
Your troops are under attack.
Okay, just take out this guy. I said take out this guy. And then step away. Then step away, because I really do want this Archon to get recruited. And I'll take him into my retinue if we've unlocked an extra retinue slot. There we go. And what do Archons do? Well, they are very fast. They do decent damage. They do extra damage against evil enemies. Because they're flying, they are great for scouting the map. One thing I want to do with this Archon, and this goes back to that cheesy strategy I mentioned, is that you can use walls as a way to farm up experience for particular units. Because even if you destroy one small section of a wall, it still counts as one entire structure being destroyed, and it'll give you the full 3 experience. What I want to do is I want to raise my Archon to at least level 5. So 40 experience, which means you'll have to destroy 5 more wall sections. Won't take too long, because I think if he's 1 level higher, it'll increase the chance of him showing up in the retinue screen. Yep, as I predicted, the Skull of Sartak nowhere near being done, even though we're basically done with this entire battle, and we're just stalling because I'm trying to grind up some XP for my Archon. You know what, that's okay. Like, we don't need a Titan in every single map, especially easy maps that we're crushing without even breaking a sweat. Alright, just 3 more wall sections. They all have the same amount of hit points despite them looking different. Like, you might think this stout looking square wall section would be more durable than these thin wall sections, but no, they all have the same amount of HP. Right, just a couple more to go. This is taking longer than I thought, but that's just because we're not using a very effective damage type. You know, melee fire damage, which is an unusual damage type. Melee fire damage is something that might be unique to this unit. I can't, off the top of my head, think of any other enemy that does it the same way as this unit. Alright, we're almost done. Almost done. Alright, now I'll just use you to take out these guys, and the status effect he's inflicting is called Awe, which causes enemies to lose their ranged attack. I'll pause it so you can see what it does. It causes enemies to lose their ranged attack, but I mean, they can still target air units, but the loss of the ranged attack means I would have to be right next to them. And yep, we've won. Now, I'll have a tough question to answer if we don't have an extra retinue slot. I really hope we do.
You are victorious.
I really hope we do. Alright, we've gained a level. We weren't that far going in, so I'm not surprised. And we have more ability points. So what I'll do is I'll put 2 points into command just to increase the chances that I will get that retinue slot that I was just mentioning. And we'll take a look at our fire magic tech tree. It'll be a while. Oof. Do I want to... You know what, we'll make a future decision. I was gonna say was, do I want to get all of these spells? Do I want to make that one of my completionist objectives? But we'll decide that in the next episode. For now, I think... What do I want? Let's put... two more points into merchant. Actually, no, let's put 1 point into merchant and 1 point into... Actually, no, let's put both points into merchant. It's gonna help us more, I think. And yep, an extra command slot, which means we can bring... Eldar? Fdar? whatever his name is, we'll bring him into our retinue, and we didn't even have to give up one of our Minotaur Kings. And this is going to be a good option to have for maps where I need some really quick scouting and I don't have the time to wait for foreseeing. And as you saw, pretty good at combat as well. So this is great. Ooh, and we're getting invaded. Alright. We are gonna have to deal with these guys in a pitched battle. And you know what? We're just gonna do it in this episode. They're attacking the Frost Tribes. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. And now I'll get a chance to show you why I don't like pitched battles. Alright. Eldar's gonna be great. He's gonna do some nice damage. And also, if he can get the awe effect to trigger against a lot of the enemies, that'll be nice. I'll get one Minotaur King and one Minotaur King and three Minotaurs just as a front, or I guess we'll get another Minotaur to, you know, stop their melee attacks from advancing against us, and the rest I'll just get as many shamans as I can. And because this is a pitched battle, we can't build anything. The only thing we can do is wait for our enemy to come to us, and I do think I want to wait for the enemy to come to us because we want... Ideally, we would like our Minotaur Shamans to be able to cast Pillar of Fire. But what I'll do is, I'll use my Archon to get some early scouting. Already paying off. These are Dark Dwarves. They're gonna be challenging. Oh, that's just a goose. A goose flying. Oh, okay, this is not good. See, I had a feeling these fire bombs would show up. And the good thing is, because my Archon is a flying unit, he is able to take them down without taking any of their annoying damage. And you guys need to just go like that, because I don't think our Archon was able to catch up with that firebomb. So I mentioned a long time ago that I don't like pitched battles, and this is... What is this guy doing? But yeah, I was gonna say I don't like pitched battles, and the main reason is just because of how unpredictable they can be. So... Okay. Why would you bring civilian builder units in a map where you can't build? I'm sorry, that's just... You deserve to lose based on that alone. Why would you bring siege weapons in a map where your enemy can't build structures?
To the heavens. Follow the path. Away, away.
Okay, the reason I don't like pitched battles is because normally when you're playing a game when you start with nothing, which is how most games go, you have a pretty good idea of which strong units an enemy could potentially have by which point in time. What is going on here? It's a bunch of garbage. Pillar of fire.
Enemy hero has been destroyed.
Did he drop an item? Yes, he did. And what he dropped was a bunch of garbage. I don't know what's left. I don't know where my Archon is, which is very troubling. Oh no, here he is. I'll lock him just to be safe. And
Follow the path.
that ballista annoyingly got a shot off. This enemy followed some really weird path to attack us from this angle. Like, he had units coming from all over. And I guess we did win. It was just a delayed acknowledgement of our victory. We only lost one unit. I'll say a bit more about pitch battles after we go to the next screen. Alright. So, what I don't like about pitched battles is because you start with 50 points and you can take all of the high level units in the faction that you've chosen, aside from the generals, anything under that you can take, and you can take a bunch of them. It puts you in a position where your hero could potentially run into a group of high level units. So I mentioned I wanted to wait until my Minotaur Shamans are able to cast Pillar of Fire. Well, other enemies also have spellcasters that have access to some pretty high damage spells. I think, for instance, the Goblin Shamans have Lightning, and other guys have there's poison spells, fire spells, ice spells. And one thing that can easily happen in a pitched battle, especially if you're moving your hero around, is, and especially because there's fog of war, which is very unfair because the enemy knows exactly where you are and what you have, but you don't know what the enemy has, where they are, where they're coming from. Your hero could easily, if you lose sight of him, wander into the casting range of a bunch of high-level spell-wielding units, and they could all cast their lightning bolts at once. And you could easily lose your hero that way, and I don't need to explain to you why that would be an issue in this Ironman game. But, you know, we won, and because we won, we gained a good amount of crowns. So that was pretty good. So yeah, a lot of excitement in this episode. Let's take one last look at what the other factions are doing. The High Elves are still at 8, despite us having taken Ehlariel. That's, for some reason, very hard for me to say. So they must have taken something else at some point, I guess. Something here, maybe. But more importantly, we took Ehlariel, which gives us better armor against magic. And as long as we hold it, we will have this bonus for good. For the rest of this campaign. We wouldn't get it if, for instance, we went out of the campaign and did a regular skirmish, but this playthrough is all about the campaign, so essentially any bonus we get and any bonus we keep, we can treat it as a permanent bonus for our hero. So yeah, good to have that in the bag. I think next we will go for Garrett Loon, because health regen will always be nice. Will always be nice. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. A lot of excitement. Successful conquest, successful defense. So you got to see both of those. I was waiting for the enemy to attack us, and it finally happened. And you got to see what that's like. You got to see a pitched battle, and you got to hear my explanation for why I don't like pitched battles. Hopefully, we don't have too many of those in the future. But yeah, next episode, it's time to take down Garrett-Loon. I hope you had a good time, hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. So until then, take care.